नमस्ते, प्रणाम, गीता ध्यानम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Our reading from the 15th shloka, the Purushottama Yoga, and Sri Krishna he has told us, after giving a brief introduction about this samsara, this creation in the form of that Ashwatha tree that he said, the phenomenal Ashwatha tree with the roots above and the branches going down, and how deeply it gets rooted from top and binds the world of men into the activity by the influence of Maya, by the stronghold of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and how this play continues forever and forever and forever. The third shlok that we read, Sri Krishna gave us a hint of uprooting this Ashwatha tree totally. And for that, Sri Krishna said, we should need a very sharp-edged axe, sharp-edged weapon. And which is that weapon? That weapon is the non-detachment. With that non-detachment, we can cut asunder this Ashwatha tree. We can cut asunder the clutches of these bonds of Maya. And like what Sri Ramakrishna had told us in that example, the cocoon is being created by that insect inside. That insect itself creates the cocoon and gets entrapped. And this is what exactly happens with the beings in this creation. We create our own cocoon, but when the right time comes, then is the time that we have to decide to cut open that cocoon and set ourselves free. Set ourselves free from that bondage. Set ourselves free from that binding. And also set ourselves free from that world of activity and constant, continuous life after life, the birth and death, the cycles of birth and death. So Sri Krishna has told us, न रूपमस्ये हततोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा. Asanga that is the key, that is the only weapon. Asanga, non-attachment. Non-attachment to the worldly temptations, to the worldly way of living. That renouncing, that cutting off from the bondages of Maya. Asanga shastrena dhrudena chitva. Firmly it has to be uprooted, absolutely disheartedly for that matter. No confusion, no doubts, no emotions, no weakening at the time of cutting that tree of Ashwatha. We have to be very strong. Dhrudena chitva. Very strongly we have to uproot it. And Sri Krishna had told us, Narupam asyeha tatha upalabhyate. Its form His form is not perceived at all. We can't really perceive what this creation is. The tree of the Ashwatha, we can't actually perceive the form. It is so mysterious. Not like other ordinary trees at all. Its form is not here perceived as such. Neither we can know its beginning, its end, its current status, what it is. The Ashwatha tree, we don't know where is the beginning, from where that first root has come. We only see the tertiary roots going from top to bottom and then making a stronghold with the soil inside, binding the creatures, binding the beings in that the stronghold of activity. We only see that, but we don't know the beginning. We don't know where it is going to end. And for that matter, we don't know what its present status is. It is just our assumption, it is our imagination, and it is our limited perception of this tree. And therefore he says, na rupam asya tatha upalabhyate. We cannot know its true form. We cannot know its true form. We cannot know its beginning, its end, and where it is established right now. Na antaha na cha adihi na cha sampratishtha. The anta, adi, and pratishtha. The present. We don't know anything about this tree. We don't know anything about this creation of the Lord. And then Ashwathamenam suvirudhamulam. This firmly rooted tree of Ashwatha can only be Chitva. Chitva can only be uprooted. By what? By Asanga Shastrena. That axe, that weapon of a very sharp and strong blade, only with that weapon we can cut asunder this tree of Ashwatha and get ourselves into that enviable position of nirvana, of moksha, of liberation, of ultimate enlightenment. Now let us come to the fourth shloka of our today's reading. Sri Krishna says, Tatapadam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yatah pravritti prasruta purani. Tatapadam tat. Tatapadam tat is then that goal. Padam is goal. Tatapadam tat parimargitavyam. That goal should be sought. Parimargitavyam, while walking this path, that goal should be sought. Should be sought. That goal should be sought for. Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha. Whether you're gone or not gone, that doesn't matter. Going with that goal. When we reach that goal, na nivartanti bhuyaha, we do not come back again. That is the ultimate goal. So let us not think about any of the other complexities. Let us have just one goal fixed in mind. Tatapadam tat parimargitavyam. That should be our ultimate goal. And which is the goal? Yasmin gata, having reached that goal, having reached that point of destination, having reached that ultimate abode. Na nivartanti. Nivartanti is coming back. Na nivartanti bhuyaha. We are not going to come back again. It is a one-way ticket. The moment we cut asunder the tree of Ashwatha, once we cut asunder the tree of this sansara by that sharp edge of non-attachment, then we take on the path. Then we take on the path of our journey towards final destination. Having reached that, there is no coming back again. Tatapadam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha tameva chadyam purusham prapadye. Tameva chadyam. Tameva chadyam is even that. Is what is that goal? Cha and purusham prapadye. That is, I seek refuge. I seek refuge in that purusham, in that ultimate Paramatman, in that ultimate Parabrahman. Having reached that goal, I take refuge in that Parabrahman. I take refuge in that Paramatman. Yata pravrutti prastuta purani. Whence stream forth the eternal activity. Sorry. Pravrutti is activity. And Purani, the eternal activity. The only that Paramapurusha, only that Parabrahman, only that Paramatman is the root of eternal activity. All other activities which are performed under the shade of that Ashwatha tree, they are no activity at all basically. They are just killing away the time. They are just doing something for again our return to the next birth. But the eternal activity rests in the Parabrahman, which is also the ultimate goal. Now, Sri Krishna has clearly told here what is the next step of action. What is the next step to be taken, having culled, having cut asunder the tree of Ashwatha, the tree of Sansara. And Sri Krishna says, then that goal should be sought for. Going whither? They do not return again. All the people who have reached that goal, they don't come back. They are the ultimate. They are the divine souls, the enlightened souls, the illumined souls, not to come back again. They have reached their destination. They have taken a one-way ticket. There's no coming back, no return flight, no return train, nothing. I seek refuge in that primeval Purusha, whence streamed forth the eternal action. So that is what the aspirant finally says. Now I am seeking refuge. Now I am taking refuge in that Paramapurusha. Now I am taking rest in that final rest, in that Paramapurusha. From where come back? From where come forth all the activities of this creation, whatever it is. I am not involved in any of those activities now. Now I am not involved in any of those pravrittis which are driven by the gunas, because now I have become gunatita. I have become gunatita. I have run away from the clutches of Maya. I have just cut off all my bindings. I have cut off all my ties to that phenomenal, ever-changing and lasting world. I am now the part of the ultimate Paramapurusha. I have taken my refuge. I have taken refuge in the ultimate Purusha, the Paramapurusha. And now all that happens is the Paramapurusha, from whom originate the eternal activity of creation, preservation, destruction. But I am not part of it now. Now I am part of the Parabrahman. Recoiling from the attachment of the world is a negative act producing no far-reaching effect. It has therefore to be made to take a positive turn. Now, it is not running away from the world for that matter. What Swami Chidbhavanandaji is saying here, cutting asunder the Ashwatha tree and getting onto that path of final destination, which is the goal of no point of return from there. It is not running away. Swami Chidbhavanandaji says it is turned into a positive way. It has been given a positive turn by the Lord, that I leave this world. I leave this world. I don't run away from the world. I cut the ties with the world with that sword of, with that axe of non-attachment, and I take a positive turn of reaching my ultimate goal, the prime Purusha, the Paramapurusha, the primeval Purusha. Aspiring ardently for Brahmavatsa is what is wanted. That Brahma Avastha, that being one with the Brahman, being one with the Purusha, that is the ultimate. Giving oneself over to Prakriti and giving oneself over to the Supreme Purusha, these acts are opposed to each other. When we take birth, we are giving ourselves to Prakriti. We are offering ourselves to Prakriti, and thereby we are offering ourselves to the three gunas who start playing havoc in our life, getting so many things done from us and constantly entangling us in that cycle of birth and death. That is what happens when we surrender ourselves to the Prakriti, when we take refuge in Prakriti. But what happens when we take refuge in the Purusha? All these, the worldly activities totally stop. There is end to all these ephemeral activities, these phenomenal activities, all these end. Because Paramapurusha is the abode, is the resting place of the eternal activity, without getting involved in those activities. Not like us. We are so much getting involved ourselves in the activities of Prakriti. We are getting so much attached ourselves with the functioning of the Prakriti. We feel everything is me and mine. In each and every body that we take birth, we always keep on having that strong attachment and bonding of me and mine. We give up the body, those attachments are gone. But when next body we take up, we forget all that learning that it is not me and mine. We again get trapped into that same net. We again get trapped into that same attachment and bonding of me and mine. But having taken refuge in Purusha, there is no me and mine. The eternal activity is going on, but I am not part of it. I am the part of Paramapurusha. The attachment, the refuge in Prakriti breeds ignorance and promotes bondage of Jivatman to the wheel of birth and death, to the cycle of birth and death. Whereas when we take refuge in the Paramapurusha, that is the liberation, and it leads into the plenitude of Brahman. It makes us one with the Brahman. The intensity and the completeness of dedication to Brahman hastens the spiritual enlightenment of the sadhaka. How strongly we are attached to the Brahman. The more we go away from Prakriti, we go near Purusha. And that coming nearer to Purusha, nearer and nearer to Purusha, that brings us that starts sparkling the light of enlightenment, sparkling the lamp of enlightenment, and which leads to the final illumination. Like Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you have to go towards west, what you should do? You should go away from east, isn't it? As you start going away from east in the opposite direction, automatically you start approaching the westerly direction. Likewise, as we start coming away from Prakriti, as we start detaching ourselves from the bonds of Prakriti and the three gunas, when we become Gunatita, our proximity to the Purusha, it becomes more and more closer. So away from Prakriti towards Purusha. And this is what Sri Krishna has told here, that Tameva chadyam Purusha prapadye yata pravritti prasuta purani. And we get ourselves associated with that eternal activity of the Purusha. Now, on this, Sri Ramakrishna's a very, very short and crisp teaching, which exactly fits the meaning of the shloka. Sri Ramakrishna says, on detection, the thief takes to his heels. The moment a thief who has come to rob something, to steal something, the moment he comes to know people are aware of my presence here, he just runs away. Likewise, similarly, when you see into the nature of Maya, it disappears from you. When we start realizing the influence of Maya, the influence of this Prakriti, how this Prakriti has compelled us in attaching ourselves to the play of the Prakriti, to the play of the gunas. The moment we start realizing this, the Prakriti, the Maya, the gunas, they fade away. They run away like that thief who knows that, oh, people know that I'm here, so I cannot steal anything. I must run away now. If I remain here, they will catch me and hand me over to police. So the thief just takes to his heels. And same thing happens, Sri Ramakrishna says, the moment we realize, the moment Prakriti realizes that this fellow, he has known the secret of my working, of my entangling this person, my binding this person into the bondage of Maya, the moment that happens, the aches of that non-attachment starts working. That weapon, that sword of non-attachment starts its work in uprooting the tree of Ashwatha, and it is all gone. That thief just runs away. All the phenomenal world vanishes from our consciousness. And the moment the phenomenal world vanishes, we are coming closer and closer to the Purusha, which is our ultimate goal. And having reached that ultimate goal, like Sri Krishna says, having taken refuge at the holy feet of the Parama Purusha, we start we come into the play of the eternal activity of the Lord without doing anything. We are not involved in activity like Purusha himself. He is not at all involved in any of the activities. It is just a mere manifestation of the activity, that eternal activity. So this is Sri Krishna's teaching to us from going away from Prakriti towards the Parama Purusha, which is our ultimate goal. And having reached that goal, we don't have to come back again. Na nivartanti bhu. Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha. So let us make a permanent one-way. Let us get a permanent one-way ticket. A one-way journey. Let us start that one-way journey, not to come back again and again and again and again. That was the fourth shloka of the Purushottama Yoga, the Supreme Self, Yoga of the Supreme Self, the 15th Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.